The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.
You know, summer seems to come so quickly, and I'm always scrambling to think of ways to keep my kids busy and having fun. Pedalheads took away the stress of planning with their summer bike camps. I chose a full-day camp, and my kids had an absolute blast. My youngest got rid of her training wheels, and my oldest learned how to ride safely on the road. The best part? They want to go back to Pedalheads next summer.
Spots fill up quickly, so head to pedalheads.com. Use promo code LA50 to get $50 off your bike or trail camp today.
You will fail. So what? Everybody does. But your gym, your watch, your yoga pants, they pretend you won't. So when you miss a day, eat the pancakes. Give up on a workout? You failed? Seriously, what the hell? We're Body. We've been a part of that too, but not anymore. At Body, we're rejecting perfection and embracing reality. Not in a Pizza Monday kind of way, in a loving your whole life kind of way. In a, this workout is fun and it's okay if I take a week off kind of way. In an, I'm eating healthy and it's okay if I indulge kind of way. In a, I like myself no matter what kind of way. Yeah, you will fail. We all will. But we're not going to let that be the end. You see that? We're already making progress. So let's keep going. We are Body. Start your free trial at body.com. That's BODI.com.
Johnny Saddlebags.
Slippery Pete.
This town ain't big enough for the both of us.
Ain't but one thing to do.
Yep, start banking at Community Banks.
Say what now?
We'll grow this town bigger by doing business with community banks. That way our money will get reinvested locally and help small businesses grow and prosper.
Son of a saddle spur. This town will be big enough for the both of us.
Help your community grow. Find your community bank at banklocally.org.
Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthma Studios near Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, man.
It's the Weedsman Podcast.
I have no idea what's going on.
And now,
you have smoked yourself retarded.
Here are the Weedsmen.
You want to get high?
Welcome to the Weedsman Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Aaron. We're starting this podcast in daylight time.
Right.
While the sun was going down, I pulled up.
The sun's still out.
I don't think I've seen your place in the sun.
Oh, no shit. Welcome.
I was driving down, I was like, wait, is this the right place?
Ha. Yeah,
I've never seen that building before.
It's light a little later. Grass is all of a sudden green.
Yeah.
Temperatures it's going to be like summer next week. Have you looked at the forecast? It's going to be like 80 like a week from now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's opening day happened recently for many.
The Easter
cities.
Bunny's coming this weekend.
Easter Bunny. Perfect weather to set your beer cans outside and shoot them with a machine gun.
Right.
What is it? So that was because, was it Budweiser?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Budweiser.
Bud
which is
Light
great.
Specifically.
Yeah, okay, so Bud Light had a commercial that a lot of people protested.
Wasn't even a commercial.
Or an ad campaign?
It was, they made one can.
They made one can.
One can.
Right.
With Dylan Mulvaney's face on it.
That they made everybody buy.
Yeah, right.
It was required. They came.
They made one can that everyone had to buy. Just one can. We all had to buy.
No, they didn't even. You mean like a single?
Yes.
A single can.
Yes, that they sent to Dylan Mulvaney to put on social media. I'm saying I'm not like a single model and we all, but no, one single
can. Wow. Talk about snowflakes, huh?
Right? Now, as a Coors Light drinker, I always thought Bud Light was gay. So I'm just getting confirmation.
Yeah.
But.
Well, that's the thing. Budweiser they own everything now, don't they? Don't they own, most of the. So people that are like, I'm not drinking that Bud Light anymore, Coors.
Well, they're not even an American company anymore. Some company, I think they're from Holland, a Dutch company bought them, InBev bought them. And there's so much shit that. Yeah, but
everybody's ditching it to go to something else their dollars are going to the same place, ultimately.
Yes, correct.
Yes. They're not jumping ship and saying, no, fuck Bud Light.
Just the business mind of me kind of goes like, do you not know your audience? That's like the.
Well, they're looking to. They have their audience, right? They've got all the Bud Light drinkers. They know about Bud Light, right? What they want is the people who know about Bud Light but wouldn't normally drink Bud Light. That's what.
So make better beer. Start there.
I mean, I don't know what it's ultimately nothing, right? It's just, it doesn't mean anything. Like the idea that you would even get upset about this, because don't you understand that this is just, for Bud Light, it's just a business decision, right?
It's just marketing.
Yeah. And it's just placating a potential market. Like, we don't know how to advertise to you, so.
I think they got different products they could have used, but that's just me.
Sure.
Like I said, we're just talking. It ain't just Bud and Bud Light anymore under Anheuser-Busch.
But what's Kid Rock doing? Like, just trying to stay relevant?
Kid Rock's doing what Bud Light's doing, right?
Yeah, that's true. You're right. He's like, hey, I'm not passionate about this, but I could pretend to be passionate about this subject.
People haven't talked about Kid Rock in a few months, and I've heard his name a lot in the last few days.
Yep.
So there you go.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
He's playing to his audience. But once again, you already bought the beer.
Well, yeah.
They already have your money. You're just like the retards that were setting their Nikes on fire.
Yeah. And we've all got pictures of you hanging out with drag queens because, they were cool in the 90s. We didn't think that they were, I'm saying this facetiously, but we didn't think that they were groomers back then. It was just funky cool.
Well, we also weren't, pushing them on elementary kids either. But that's, if you were starting another conversation.
Yes, I agree with you on that. Well, I mean, it's not do drag queens need to be everywhere? No.
Nope. It's about weed. Let's talk about weed.
That's right.
Let's talk about weed.
We don't have to talk all about weed.
Yeah.
Well, so I don't want to get into politics, but I do want to talk about Trump a little bit because he got arrested. That must have been fun, I guess. He's
back at Mar-a-Lago.
Well, yeah. You can get arrested and you're out on bail. He's charged.
Yeah.
I know that the term DJing is used very loosely, but this story I'm just trying to make sense of. So he was charged, he was arrested, he turned himself in, whatever. But yeah, it is still, even if you turn yourself in, it is still technically an arrest. It doesn't mean that they have to pull you over or come to your house or something like that to arrest you. Yeah. So after his arraignment or whatever, I guess where they officially read the charges, this is according to the Independent. Trump gave a grievance-laden speech to supporters. Having spoken for not more than 20 minutes, Mr. Trump ended his dull remarks. That's in quotes. I don't know if that's what he said or somewhat abruptly after lashing out at judge and prosecutors and blah, blah, blah. So he gives us this low energy speech. Then according to reporting by the Post, after the speech, Trump had a late dinner, then stayed up until about 2 a.m. DJing for a small group of aides and guests.
Yeah, but dude, you can there's what you can do it on your phone now. You just make a playlist and it does it for you.
Sure. Yeah, like I said, it's a very loose term, but what if you just made a playlist and plugged your phone in? I don't think that anyone would report that they saw you DJing, right?
So you're curating the playlist.
No, yeah, but
you got to scan the room, look at the general age.
No. I'm saying if there's nothing to witness, right? DJing is an activity that you see.
Yes.
You would walk into a room, there'd be music on, and you wouldn't see a DJ booth, and you'd just assume that somebody's piping in music from somewhere, and there is no DJ, and you wouldn't question who's picking out the music probably, unless it was particularly horrid. Mm-hmm. And that would be the end of it. You wouldn't go, hey, who's the DJ? Oh, wow, it's Trump DJing over there. I can see his phone is plugged in. It's there's a booth set up. So just Trump in a DJ booth, I hope I get a picture of that. But how fucking horrid must this party have been? Can you imagine having to stay till 2 a.m. on a weekday?
DJ Donnie T.
Listening to music that Donald Trump has picked out.
It's probably all boomer music, right? It's probably 60s and 70s shit.
How
old is he?
I can't even imagine.
He's a teenager in the 60s. So, I
guess. We know he likes YMCA.
Well, no, there's a sign. When I was a music director, there's a science to it. You want to remind people of when they were in high school. That's
okay, but don't think with your DJ cap. Trump's not a DJ, right?
Yeah.
He's not getting up there scanning the crowd and trying to figure out.
I'm saying that's where he's going to go naturally. I'm saying it was probably all stuff that he liked when he was younger because he's a fucking egomaniac. It's the best music ever. It was the best music.
Well, it's obviously it would have to be stuff that he would know, so it would be very limited. Crowd was warmed up by a mixture of before the speech. So this isn't what he was playing. Crowd was warmed up to Johnny Cash, David Bowie, and Broadway cast of Phantom of the Opera. What?
Boomer music. Boomer music.
What the fuck?
Boomer music.
Well, of course. I'm not questioning that. That wasn't the question. I didn't think that he was DJing techno. Let's see. I just want to see if it says like anything that he actually played in here.
Trump was out there dropping what's hot in the streets. Trump was like, this is a new Morgan Wallen.
Like, what are songs that Trump would know? Taking Care of Business.
Right.
He would know...
Money.
Well, okay, yeah. He'd probably know...
Also, For the Love of Money. Don't forget that one.
No,
OJ's.
He wouldn't know that one.
Yeah, well, it's the 70s.
He would like it if he heard it, but I don't know that he would know that one.
Dude, it was the theme song to his TV show.
Was it?
Yes.
Well, then he might know it.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's two. That's probably two guaranteed songs that were played that night. What's the Gary Glitter song? Is it Rock and Roll Part 2? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was probably played.
He plays Kid Rock because he's heard great things.
Great
things, so I played Kid Rock.
Definitely, he's played some Kid Rock.
Yeah. Toby Keith because I've heard great things. No, wait, Toby Keith played his fucking inauguration, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, so he probably played a Toby Keith song. And then, like, the rest of it would probably be people that he wants to fuck, right? So he'd play, like, Cher and Madonna. I'm struggling to think of something else. Katy Perry. I like the Katy Perry. She's got crossover appeal.
Carly Simon. She's got a really big mouth.
I like that. You know, not a great rack on her, but amazing nipples, I tell you. Amazing. Always poking through the shirt. No bras in the 70s. That was a great time. Like, probably a Rolling Stones song, but which one?
Oh, wasn't he playing Start Me Up at his rallies or some shit?
Probably Start Me Up.
Oh, no, he was playing...
I bet you likes Shattered.
No, he was playing You Can't Always Get What You Want. That's what he was playing.
But I bet you he likes Shattered. I bet you he likes that song.
Dude, that's definitely top 5 worst Stone songs ever. That's up there with Emotional Rescue.
Yeah. But no mugshot for the Trumpster, huh? We all got dicked on it. What do you mean not yet? Like, he was arrested. That's when they do the mugshot. I guess they didn't do one. I mean, I don't know why you need a mugshot. Like, what's going to happen? He's going to go on the run, and then you have to describe him?
Yeah. Put his picture up in the post office?
Yeah. Oh, we don't have any pictures of this guy. What are we going to do?
No, you just find a picture with all the presidents on it and circle his. Hey, this one.
Do you think he'd go, like, what? Obviously not on these charges, but do you think there's a situation where he would go on the lam? Where he would actually flee the country?
If there's something that he actually could do jail time for, yes.
Because, like...
34 misdemeanors for a regular person that you're trying to make a felony, I wish you good luck. I've seen a lot of people that kind of share, like, the same, like, mentality.
Yeah.
Like, even Rolling Stone was like, good luck. I don't know if you've read Rolling Stone lately. If you've seen their headlines, wow.
No, I haven't. What do you mean?
Like, they're driving the car, and they have cut the wheel hard to the left.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, it ain't about music anymore over there. I mean,
I've been aware of that, yeah.
You could argue it hasn't been for 30 years. But, yeah. And even they were going like, this case is kind of wonky.
Yeah, I don't think they would have brought that case if they didn't think that there were going to be other charges coming down the line. Like this, I think the expectation is that this is going to be one of many, and they're just going to throw everything at him. But yeah, I mean,
hey, ninth time's a charm.
Hey, well, I think DeSantis was like 8 points behind him in the polls before he was charged, and then he was 20 some odd points behind him after he was charged.
Like, how many people have been saying the last 2 weeks, like, you're going to make him a martyr.
Yeah.
You're gonna turn him into a superhero.
You know what they say? When you come for the king, you best not miss.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Did you not catch? Ninth time's a charm?
Yeah.
Like, at this point, it's just like, you better, what you just said, like, all right, like, how many times have you swung and you missed? At this time, you better have something.
Yep. Yeah, but it also, this just adds to no, we're not talking about this.
Right? Exactly. No.
By the time you get to something real, you won't believe it because every other charge didn't stick. And you're like, they're just making shit up. That's what I'm going to say. And then we can move on. But so speaking of opening day, I'm not a baseball fan, so we're not going to speak of opening day per se. But
we're doing us a favor in Detroit right now. So.
Yeah. Nothing to talk about. Hasn't been.
Like literally, there might be 0 wins at this moment.
But I did read a story about how Ballpark Franks got their start in Detroit. Something I didn't know.
High grade, right?
Let's see. I think that's right. I read this earlier. Yep, High Grade. High Grade Food Products got the contract to sell the first dogs at Tiger Stadium in 1957.
Michigan and Trumbull. Wayne State has their baseball field there now. The lights are still there.
Oh, they didn't tear it down?
Well, the lights. No, trust me, it's gone. The diamond's still there. Like, the field's still there.
Oh, okay.
And they left some of the lights up.
Interesting.
But, yeah, like, they actually play on the field. But, yeah, the structure that surrounded it,
yeah.
Bye-bye.
I haven't been down that way in a bit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, hot dogs didn't start in Detroit. I guess that started in St. Louis Browns in the 1860s.
I don't want to know. I can pretty much figure out how hot dogs started.
Well, no.
We got all this leftover shit. Should we sell it or throw it out?
Well, no, it was a sausage, and sausages had been around. The idea of serving a sausage-like thing at a game was invented in the 1860s, not the sausage itself.
Gotcha. Which, by the way, hot dogs horrify me. Breakfast sausage, like, one of the most delicious things on earth. Like, I don't get how I don't get it.
Oh, I love hot dogs.
Because I know it's kind of like the same thing.
Sure.
Just there's like spices in with the sausage.
Yeah. They were first served bunless.
It's quite homoerotic. What'd you do, just barehand it?
Vendors who sold hot dogs from carts would hand out white gloves. As the legend goes, according to the food company Sigma Alimentos, I don't know what that is, vendors became upset when their gloves weren't returned, forcing them to lose out on revenue. Somewhere down the line, a long split bun was introduced, and it fit like a glove. That's confusing when you say it fit like a glove, because you were just talking about people wearing gloves on their hands. And how they were getting rid of the gloves, and this was taking the place of the glove.
I think they think they're being clever, and they're just terrible writing.
I know, but what I'm picturing is people wearing buns on their hands.
What up, bun hands?
Because, according to the way obviously I can take away from context that, the hot dog goes in the bun. But the way they described it, they got rid of the gloves and replaced them with buns. So then the buns go on the hands. That's what people were doing.
Wasn't there a movie recently where someone had
hot dog fingers? Yes.
Oh, was it David Byrne?
No, that was he had the song in the movie.
Oh,
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. It was a fantastic movie.
Well, the public and the Academy agreed for once.
When Tigers agreed to let his company be the sole seller of hot dogs, that's Hugo Slotkin, owner of High Grade Foods. They had his chief sausage maker, Guth Hoff. Or Gus Hoff. Chief sausage maker. It's all capitalized. That's its official title.
Chief sausage maker.
Chief sausage maker.
Boy. I mean, so many things about
that. To create a new recipe sold just for fans in Detroit. Eventually added veal and made the emulsion finer. See, This is what turns people off about hot dogs, when you use words like emulsion.
Right.
And I know that's a foodie term now, right? Like, we're going to make an emulsion. But like when you talk about it in hot dog terms, what's in that emulsion?
I'm just thinking liquid meat. New band name, I call it.
I don't think I'm going to second that emulsion.
Oh, I see what you did there. Liquid meat, though, if I ever form a jam
band. The pink slime. That's the pink slime. What they were talking about, I was listening to, I'm forgetting the name of the podcast for a second. What the fuck is it called? I was listening to Omnibus podcast, and they were talking about mad cow disease. So there's a lot of talk about pink slime. But they were actually defending it. Like, it's organ meat, and there's nothing wrong with organ meat. We just think it's gross because we're Westerners. Like, people eat all kinds of organ meat all over the place.
Got some organ meat for you right here.
You can eat brains. There's nothing wrong with eating brains.
I don't want to eat brains.
Doesn't make you a zombie.
A little bit.
I don't necessarily want to eat brains either, but I don't know, it's just a cultural thing. If I was raised on eating brains, I wouldn't think it was a big deal.
There's a Lebanese dish.
Yeah.
That a version of it is served raw, and it's made it's made right before.
No, you got to cook it at least.
No.
We're not doing this Temple of Doom style.
I did, dude. It's fucking delicious, and I've eaten it so much of it.
Really?
Since I was a kid. Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, it's a special it's meat or lamb, and all the fat's taken out of it. It's made right before it's served to you. It's got cracked wheat and spices in it. Like, it's not just they're not just barehanded your meat. Like, hey, here you go.
Yeah, I get it.
There's a cooked version too.
Yeah, it's not served looking like a brain.
Yeah, but no, in front of my girlfriend a few weeks ago, she's like, "What?" I was like, "Hey, man." She's like, "You're gonna get sick." I'm like, "No, I'm not. You know, much of this shit I've eaten."
You're gonna get mad lamb disease.
Since I was a kid, I've eaten pounds of this stuff.
I think as long as you're not a sheep, it's fine. Because they were talking about whatever version of the disease, the mad cow disease, it's just a thing that affects the brain. And they've found this in cannibals before, I don't know, some Amazonian tribe or some shit of cannibals. And I guess if you eat your own species of brain for some reason, that's a no-no. So don't eat your own brains.
Don't absorb other people's thoughts and consciousness.
Like Ray Liotta. Wasn't he the one who got his brains eaten?
I think so.
The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.
Welcome to Vast National Bank. How can I help you?
Hey, I'm here to talk to someone about a loan.
Oh, I'll grab you the L97B. We call it the just talking form.
What about actually applying for a loan?
Oh my. Let me pop in a new toner cartridge. Hey, Bill, want to pass me the big stapler?
Yeah, I'm going to try a community bank.
Skip the mega bank. When you need a loan, find a community bank at banklocally.org.
¿Te preocupas por tu familia? Entonces, ¿por qué darles solo huevos ordinarios cuando pueden disfrutar de lo mejor? Eggland's Best, los únicos huevos con ese delicioso sabor fresco de granja, además de la mejor nutrición, como 6 veces más vitamina D, 10 veces más vitamina E y 25% menos de grasa saturada que los huevos regulares, además de muchos otros nutrientes importantes. Así que, dales los mejores huevos. Eggland's Best, mejor sabor, mejor nutrición, mejores huevos.
The Popeyes Family Feast. Why is everybody suddenly family when Popeyes hits the table? Feed all those cousins with 6 pieces of our boldly seasoned signature chicken, 2 famous chicken sandwiches, 2 large mouth-watering sides, and 4 flaky biscuits. That's enough for cousin coworker, cousin roommate, cousin neighbor, and all his billion cousin kids. You've got all the cousins covered, even the ones who aren't really your cousins. All for $29.99.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Prices may vary. Additional terms apply.
We are family.
A
good time starts with a great wardrobe. Next stop, JCPenney. Family get-togethers to fancy occasions, wedding season too. We do it all in style. Dresses, suiting, and plenty of color to play with. Get fixed up with brands like Liz Claiborne, Worthington, Stafford, and J. Farrar. Oh, and Thereabouts for kids. Super cute and extra affordable. Check out the latest in-store, and we're never short on options at jcp.com. All dressed up, everywhere to go. JCPenney.
Progressive presents Adjusting to the Suburbs.
I never really thought about tools until I bought a house in the suburbs. It's like this weird homeowner test if I need a tool for a project and don't have it. And my neighbor Ted loves to give me that look when I ask to borrow a pole saw. A year ago, I didn't even know pole saws existed. And now I gotta borrow one from Ted? What is happening?
Anyway, when you save with Progressive by bundling your home and auto, that's the easy part of adjusting to the suburbs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company coverage provided in service by affiliates and third-party insurers.
The Popeyes Family Feast. Why is everybody suddenly family when Popeyes hits the table? Feed all those cousins with 6 pieces of our boldly seasoned signature chicken, 2 famous chicken sandwiches, 2 large mouth-watering sides, and 4 flaky biscuits. That's enough for cousin co-worker, cousin roommate, cousin neighbor, and all his billion cousin kids. You've got all the cousins covered, even the ones who aren't really your cousins. All for $29.99.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Prices may vary. Additional terms apply.
ChristopherMedia.net. The Weedsman Podcast.
P. Diddy pays $5,000 a day to Sting still.
But how much does he make?
I don't know. But that's the deal they made. For him, because he used it without permission.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Really? In 1997, you still used it without permission?
I don't know how you expected to. Like, that's insane. This is years beyond. Like, we've already had trials about this shit.
The 7-second rule was like already a thing by 1997.
And you lifted the entire chorus.
Like, you didn't expect you were going to be writing a check?
You just took the chorus of the song, added a beat to it.
And thus set songwriting back like 1,000 years. But that's another conversation for another day. At least hip-hop songwriting.
I'm reading this from People.com. P. Diddy pays Sting $5,000 a day in the headline, initially stating he receives $2,000 a day from Diddy. Well, which one is it then? So Diddy says it's 5, Sting says it's 2.
Somebody's agent getting 3 a day?
Probably tell it.
Diddy's agent's getting 3,000 a day. Yeah, no, it's $5,000 a day. It's crazy.
Well, it just shows you who's got the real money. Like, Sting's got so much money, he's like, oh, it was 5? Oh, all right. I didn't notice.
Go?
I didn't notice.
I used my song without permission. What are we going to do about this? All of a sudden, there's a knock at P. Diddy's door.
In an interview, 71-year-old musician, Sting, shares that the producer asked for permission to sample the single only after it had been released.
But, hey, right? It's better to ask.
Could you imagine that phone call? Like, hey, Sting, it's P. Diddy. You been listening to the radio lately?
Watch MTV?
No? All right. I got a proposition for you there. What if, just imagine if I took your song to the next level. But yeah, I mean, like, after the fact.
Better to ask forgiveness than ask permission, right?
I guess. Unless it's going to cost you $5,000 a day. But Sting says, we're very good friends now.
Well, yeah, he's giving you $5,000. Yeah. I'd be really good friends with someone who's giving me $5,000 a day for 30 years.
But yeah, $5,000 a day.
Hey, let's do the math. 26 years. Because the year I graduated high school. So.
Okay.
A day? $5,000 a day.
A day. I mean, I hope that's like the average and he's just sending him a check a week or a month or something. But like every day.
If that has been going down since 1997, let's just say from like, I did 26 calendar years.
All right.
So we're going back to April 97.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing your, get out your, Fat Pants were a couple years later. Anyway, whatever. $47.4 million Sting has made just from P. Diddy.
Wow. So how much money did P. Diddy make off
That's
of
what
that
I'm
song?
saying. If P. Diddy's got enough money to be like, yeah, I'll just give you $5,000 a day for forever. Like, is he making like $10,000 a day?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if he makes that still, or maybe like people still stream the shit out of that song. I don't know. Maybe it gets I don't know why it would get licensed. It was definitely a huge song that was played everywhere. So what does a songwriter make off of that? Off of a song that is played everywhere forever. Well, not forever, but it seemed like a long time.
It generates about $730,000 a year. So let's do the math. Let's just do the 26 math again.
Well, no, just do this. 5,000 times 365, and then see what he pays Sting in a year. And then we'll have a comparison.
Sting wins.
Sting wins?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Puffy's losing $1 million a year. Should have asked.
Yep. But
Sean.
Also, I mean, he's got other songs to even it out.
Took him to another level, so he made it like an ancillary.
Right. Like, even if he makes nothing off of that song, it put him in a position to make more money off of all kinds of other projects, all the people that he's produced. I mean, all the shit that sells that he's like producer
Until
on.
that song, he was just Biggie's producer.
Right. Because producers these days, they're getting a songwriting credit on your songs most times. You know, even if it's just like, hey, maybe if we did the snare like this, oof, I got a songwriting credit. You see the credits on, especially like these R&B and rap songs and shit. Like, it's usually like 5, 6, 7, 8 people all got getting a piece of the pie.
The producer being up all in the videos.
Yeah,
Come on down to Death Row.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Death Row's owned by Snoop now, so now Snoop's always getting up in people's shit. He's going to be on everybody's track.
Mm-hmm. No, that was just Suge Knight talking shit.
Yeah, when people ask Snoop to be on the track, he doesn't even let them finish. He's just like, yeah, that might be a track that Trump played.
What?
Like if he played
Missing You?
Yeah. I think that would be a song that he knows. I know this song.
Oh, it's Sting and Puff Daddy. Great guy. Right, they're New York guys.
But Puff was probably on Celebrity Apprentice, huh?
Wouldn't doubt it.
I saw the Dungeons and Dragons movie, Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves.
Well,
it was great.
Really?
It was really great.
First person I have heard say that about that movie.
Wow.
Everything I have read is...
Wow. I don't know what the big deal is. Like,
it's just was like, they just, after everything I read, it's like, just stop. Just stop. Every time you try, it sucks. Just accept you can't make it into a good movie.
Yeah. Well, certainly the last time was in like 87, I want to say.
No, wasn't there one with Marlon Wayans a few years ago?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that one was horrible. This movie, it was no different than the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So it's not original, but I loved the first Guardians movie, and this was just basically taking that same formula and putting it in a fantasy environment.
Really?
Yeah, it's got great chemistry. It's legitimately funny. Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I've heard some criticisms of it where people are like, it's relying too much on tropes. It's not really explaining the world too much. I disagree. I'm biased because I'm not like into the Dungeons and Dragons lore, but like I've read a number of the Dungeons and Dragons books. I played it when I was a teenager. I certainly know enough about it to understand. But like, come on.
Weren't you DMing for your kids in recent years?
No, I wouldn't shoehorn myself into their activities like that.
You're just the driver?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was just transport. It's 2023. Like, everybody's seen Lord of the Rings. There's fucking Game of Thrones. Like, people understand what fantasy is, right? We don't have to be, just like we understand aliens. Like, everything that they came across in the Guardians of the Galaxy, they didn't like stop and go, oh, this is what it is and this is the planet it's from. No, it's just a weird fucking alien and they have to kill it or else it's going to kill them. We just accept, like, this is the world. How long would this movie be if they stopped to like explain what every orc and sorcerer was that they came across? Like, it's fucking magic. Jesus Christ. Or maybe we're all just fucking been spoiled by Harry Potter, which just explains that's all they fucking do. That's all they fucking do is fucking play that stupid flying soccer game and explain and explain the world. That's all they do is world building. They don't do any actual storytelling. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. The movies are so fucking boring. The books are boring. They're written for children, people. Get over it.
Is there a 20-sided die in the movie?
No.
Boo.
Chris Pine is great. I mean, he's charming as fuck. I don't know what else you want from an action star.
Abs.
He's got that too. Michelle Rodriguez is hilarious in it. She's basically playing, like, if we're going to apply the Guardians template, she's Drax. She's the tough guy, doesn't get the nuances of conversation. Not dumb, just thinks simpler. I don't know. It's got great action scenes. It's got fun. It's got a fat ass dragon in it, like a literal big fat dragon. But that was another thing.
Name, you better have a dragon in the movie.
Yeah, there was a dungeon, and a dragon was in the dungeon.
Oh, there you go.
And I think that was another criticism that I had heard about it, was that the dragon scene was dumb. And I think what would have been dumber is if they took, because like it's called Honor Among Thieves. It's a kind of motley crew that they have. They're not like, the realm's greatest warriors. And so if you're going to put a dragon in there and pit your heroes against them, the dragon's going to have some kind of handicap. Otherwise, like, I would have a harder time believing not that there was a fat dragon, but that there was a skinny dragon and they whooped the shit out of it.
Right.
If that dragon was fit, it would eat them in 2 seconds flat.
Well, you figure the dragon's record would be pretty solid.
And yeah, you don't get to be 5,000 years old being out of shape.
Well, just if you're bigger than anything, you generally are going to win most times.
In one of the books, in one of the Dungeons and Dragons books, there's a dragon that is slain, but it's not a bunch of heroes that are like, highly skilled and we're going to take. I mean, it's one guy basically that takes out a dragon that he finds that has been in its lair so long it's encased in ice. And it's been like, for decades it's been hibernating. And he wakes the thing up and then eventually defeats it. So yeah, I mean, like, you gotta handicap your dragon. You can't just have your heroes slaying every literal dragon in your story.
Ooh, I'm participating in the culture, kinda.
Yeah.
Did you Yellowstone? You watch it?
I watched 5-6 episodes of it, and then I was like, eh.
Well, from what I hear, it's Succession, it's Sons of Anarchy, it's all the same.
Yeah, it's just not, I don't know.
Just in Montana.
It's just not doing it for me, I guess. Like, it's got a great cast, but yeah, I don't know. It's just like one of those shows where I was interested at first, and then I was like, I see where they're going.
Yeah.
And there weren't any real surprises, so.
Blah, 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 power struggle, blah, blah, blah.
I don't know. Like, I'll probably go back to it. At some point, I'll, like, run out of stuff to watch, and I'm like, I never finished watching Yellowstone, and that chick seems to get naked a lot, so that's something.
It's all The Godfather, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's all,
No.
like, if you really get down to it.
And look, I've got nothing against dad TV in general. I started watching Bosch the other day.
Oh, yeah.
So that's about as dad TV as it fucking gets.
Watch that for a minute with my ex-wife.
It's a fun show. It's not anything earth-shattering. It, plays all into all the tropes.
Yeah, the brooding, renegade cop.
Yeah. Listening to jazz and
plays by his own rules.
Yeah, I need this.
Chief.
Come on, I need this.
There's the chief chewing him out at some point.
This is what I do.
Yeah.
You take the badge from me, I'll do this anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's in my blood. But I mean, look, Costner, he is just so watchable, doing absolutely nothing. He's like, I'm going to get out, I'm going to put on my Carhartt jacket, and I'm just going to, I'm going to have some leather gloves on, I'm just going to stand next to the horse. You're like, that's fucking, what? You nailed it. You fucking nailed it. Like,
it's just what he does.
Yeah. He just looks like not even rugged. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I want to say that he's like manly and that he's rugged, but like he just defines those words. Like
he's definitely a dude.
He is a dude through and through. Dude. I don't know. I guess I need something else. Usually, I need another little bit of spice. Like I watched.
There's a prequel.
There was a similar show, but had kind of a sci-fi bent to it. With Josh Brolin, and he finds this huge, what was the name of that show? Outer something? The Outer Realm? Maybe I'm confusing it with something else. It was on Prime, let me see. He owns a ranch, and he finds a big-ass hole that doesn't have a bottom to it.
A big asshole?
Yeah.
Who's the big asshole?
He finds a hole, just a pit, just a bottomless pit, and at some point somebody pushes him into it. Yeah.
It's still falling right now.
He does that.
Hey, you said bottomless.
Well, it's not it actually transports him to, you're not sure if it's like another timeline or if he's traveling through time or if it's to another dimension. I hope it gets picked up again because they didn't explain much in the first season. Outer Range. That's what it's called. But I mean, it has all those elements too, the family drama, the whole Godfather type of story, the line of succession. But I don't know, things kind of fall apart real quick. I imagine they do on Yellowstone too.
Oh, there's always like some kind of crazy shit going on. A lot of bear action, like grizzly.
Well, they got the prequel with Sam Elliott, and then they're doing some other show with Harrison Ford.
Oh, really?
They're getting some real movie stars for this show. Oh, yeah. Dad's got money. They advertise to Dad. Dad pays attention.
Ooh, so Sam Elliott's in the prequel in 1883?
Yeah.
He's the old Dutton? All right.
I don't know who he plays. I haven't seen any of it. I just know that he's in it. So some drama in Michigan.
Michigan? We're in Michigan.
In Michigan.
Where?
The Medical Marijuana Licensing Board.
Uh-oh. I have one of those.
The former head. Well, you have a license. So the former head of the board, people who are responsible for distributing the license, not to individuals like you, but to the businesses who grow and cultivate and sell the cannabis. And his name's Rich Johnson.
Ha, nice name.
And he pled guilty to accepting $110,000 in bribes.
Oh, so you call him Dick Johnson.
Over a 2-year period. He's making about an extra $55,000 a year on top of whatever the board pays him. That must be nice. He acknowledged that he acted corruptly when he accepted cash and other benefits to help businesses get licenses.
Duh. Yeah. You committed a crime. That's kind of like the definition of acting corruptly.
I guess they had him sign something, or maybe he had to write out his confession
on the chalkboard.
Yeah,
100 times. I will not take bribes to give out marijuana licenses.
He was 70. This guy doesn't look 70. They say Rich Johnson. It's Rick Johnson.
It's Dick Johnson.
Rick Johnson. Yeah. So that just slides right into Dick Johnson even better.
It's a redundant name. I want to know who paid the bribes. Who got the heads up?
Let's see. Johnson accepted $110,000 in cash and benefits from at least 2 companies while voting in favor of granting them marijuana licenses. But it doesn't say in here who did. Yeah, aren't they as guilty? Wasn't the bribee? Would they be the bribee and he would be the bribe? No, the other way around.
They're like 2 guilty parties in
Rick
bribery?
Johnson would be the bribee, right?
Yes.
The person being bribed. The imbriber. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's the person really committing the crime going, hey, man, I'm going to give you
they both
this
are.
money.
No, they both are.
And then you give me this license.
I think it's equal.
Well, no, and then Dick Johnson committed the crime by going, okay.
No. Yeah, but I wonder, who gets punished more?
Because attempted bribery is a crime, right?
Yeah. I'd like to think that if the person that's being bribed is a public official, they should be held more accountable.
You hear that, Dick Johnson?
In New York, they recently okayed an amendment to double the number of, actually this is more than double, the number of dispensaries in the state from 66 to 165, which is great because they already have more than 165. Cool. It's just...
Say, well, I can cover New York City.
Yeah. And the New York Cannabis Board approved 99 more applications. But like I went to New York last year. There were shops all over the place, and it wasn't even legal yet.
Didn't I see? Or maybe if I could be making shit up. Didn't New York tell them like, "Hey, open up, and we'll worry about licensing because we're still kind of figuring it out"? Or is it just New York and they said, "Fuck it, we do what we want"?
I don't know. It's definitely been a gray area because it was like there were places that were advertising for it when I was there, like on their side, and not like CBD or Delta 8. It was full on like advertising cannabis. Come in here and buy it. I mean, maybe it was a bait and switch, but I've definitely read stories, plenty of stories about like unlicensed shops operating in New York. And it's not like it's some speakeasy.
Right.
You know, it's not go knock on this door 3 times and then, you know, they're going to open a little slot and say, you know, what's the password? It's just a shop. It's just, you can go in. Anybody can go in. Cop can go in.
Chowder.
What?
Is it the red or the white? I can never remember this.
Well, what was that from?
Oh, isn't it Ace Ventura? You don't see those jokes too much anymore. There's no more password jokes.
Yeah, and gone are the days. So, do you remember the Kids in the Hall sketch where the guy goes in search of weed and finds the devil?
Vaguely.
It's a great one because it's Scott Thompson and he's going all over the place. He goes to like, you know, the back door of some strip club and talks to a bouncer and asks if he's got any, and he sends him somewhere else, and he's going to all these shady places.
He played a great stoner, by the way.
And then, and then he gets to, like, there's one door, like, just like I was saying, the little slot opens up in the door, and there's just a giant eyeball that addresses him, and he lets him in, and there's, Mark, what's his name?
Mark McKinney?
Yeah. He was the devil. I don't think he was like actually the devil, but he was a devil of some sort. And I can't remember if they had like, he made some deal with the devil. I think he had to beat him in some sort of contest or something, like a guitar solo or something ridiculous. And then he wishes, the devil grants him a single wish. He says, I wish that to have an endless supply of weed. And then it cuts to him.
Isn't he made of weed?
He's sitting at the table in his house, and his dreadlock. He's got dreadlocks, and he's growing weed out of his dreadlocks, and he's like trimming it and measuring it and like weighing it. And he's just got this look on his face like he's in heaven.
Are we getting another season?
I hope so.
Well, it's already like a year later, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll give him time. Yeah. I mean, I think they did a whole nother tour off the success of the rebooted show. So, yeah, I don't know. It'll take time. Took them how many decades to put this one together?
Right.
But it was a big hit for Amazon Prime. So I imagine they'll want them to do it again.
And, dude, yeah, and memorable sketches. Dude, the one that's etched into my brain is the fucking radio one, dude. That shit was so fucking...
I've heard a lot of people talk about that one. Yeah, that was the one that really got a lot of people.
And every time I hear that song, it's over, dude. That has changed that song for me now forever. Yeah. That every time I hear it now, I'll just think about Dave Foley in the bomb shelter.
Yeah. We got 420 coming up.
That's right. Oh, man. It's going to be 9 years of the Weedsman.
Oh, shit. That's right.
9 years.
9.
9. We got to be careful now because I'm quoting a pedophile.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. Is he convicted?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The National Cannabis Policy Summit is going to have a forum on 420 at the Capitol where they're actually going to have Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer speak at.
Ooh. Chuck, unless you're putting it to a vote to take cannabis off Schedule 1, I don't want to hear it.
Also speaking at the event, Hickenlooper, Blumenauer, Barbara Lee, coming on strong, Dave Joyce, Nancy Mace, and Brian Mast. I don't know the rest of those. I know it's Brenda Lee. But it's from the fucking, what's the song? Radar Love.
Oh, yeah.
Brenda Lee coming on strong.
No, hey, speaking of, like...
So that sounds like a blast, right? That's a regular hash bash.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of that...
Let's go to the Capitol and toke up.
The hash bash happened this past weekend in Michigan, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, since this became legal, it's like, who cares about the hash bash? Like, it's over. It's what you've been, like, it's done, dude.
Yeah.
Can we get our first Saturdays in April back now?
I saw photos of it, and it was a bunch of kids who were probably hanging out there anyway on a Saturday. You know, a bunch of college kids hanging out in the city like any other weekend, and people selling shit, you know. Yeah. Not like out there selling cannabis, you know, everybody's got some sort of brand or some kind of, you know, cannabis adjacent brand of something, and, you know, they're giving out stickers, and basically, you know, it's a bunch of salesmen.
I feel there's been like a missed opportunity over the years to have some kind of music festival that they could have started.
Didn't they start with music?
Yeah, because what, John Sinclair,
yeah.
John Lennon at one of the first hash bashes?
I don't know if he was ever in Ann Arbor, but definitely, yeah. I mean, it's recorded history that John Lennon was a supporter of John Sinclair. I mean, he had the fucking song, but it could have been. I don't know. You'd think there would be more, like, not that the focus would be on bands, but that there would be some focus on that. I mean, it goes hand in hand.
Len never came to the hash bash, but he came to the rally in Ann Arbor 4 months earlier that year for the John Sinclair.
So he was in Ann Arbor. Right.
Yes.
But they had to have had some, like, did the MC5 play? Somebody had to have played there. Like, you're not going to get all those people together, all those crazy hippies together, and not have anybody play.
Well, shit. It's like John Sinclair managed MC5.
Yeah.
How do they not play?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Although when you Google MC5 and hash bash, like, nothing's coming up. Actually, no. Thinking about the timeline of the hash bash, no, they couldn't have. He was in fucking jail when it started, wasn't he?
Right, yes. Because they were there to protest him being put in jail. Who's Chef Ra? Born Jim Wilson Jr., longtime cannabis rights advocate, cannabis foods writer in the U.S. But he died in 2006. A cannabis food writer that died in 2006, man, missed it by that much. Like, he would have been popular now.
Right? It's like, oh, dude.
That's actually a real profession these days.
If you would have made it, like, one more decade.
Yeah.
Hell, 2006, and he needed 10 more years.
He was a fixture at Ann Arbor's hash bash, speaking out about the benefits of cannabis for 19 consecutive years before his death. He attended every hash bash until he died.
Now he's there in spirit. He'll attend every hash bash forever.
Oh, and if you're interested in Chef Ra's perspective, maybe even sharing some recipes, he had a column that appeared in High Times on and off for 15 years called Chef Ra's Psychedelic Kitchen. Articles would weave together Ra's insights on life together with a new ganja recipe.
Chef Ra's Psychedelic Kitchen sounds like an awesome album.
Yeah, it still could be. We could make it.
Right.
We could call it that.
I know it's probably a High Times IP.
Yeah, but we're not making a column called that. We'd make an album called that. We could make an album called Celebrity Apprentice if we wanted to. Nobody could stop us. Seriously. We just can't make a show called Celebrity Apprentice.
Could we form a band called Donald Trump?
We could.
I'm surprised nobody's done that yet.
There's probably a Donald Trump band out there.
The Trumps.
There probably is. I mean, there's probably a band of people who dress up like Donald Trump and play music.
There's got to be a punk band out there. They wear orange wigs and, paint their faces and red ties.
Whatever gimmick there is now, there's a cover band out there somewhere that's doing it.
From our album, Huge.
Huge. It's spelled with a Y.
Yeah. Or no, the album would have to be like, it would just be called The Greatest Album.
Yeah.
This is the greatest album. Yeah, it's Huge. Huge would be a song on the greatest album.
Yes. Yeah. Now I want to write that, actually. That would be fun.
Track listing. Huge. Build That Wall. Lock Her Up.
Now, all the hits on it.
Pocahontas. What else? Just trying to think of all the things that
Beautiful Baby.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, it's a Latin track.
It's just samples of him saying, Puerto Rico. Beautiful baby.
Oh, they stole the election. That's definitely a song.
Yeah, I'm trying. It would have to be, I want it to be like, I can't think of the main title, but in brackets it would be Stolen Election Blues.
Right. You have a song called Stormy Daniels.
No, he'd do Stormy Weather. He does a cover of Stormy Weather.
Oh, yeah, there
you go. DJ Trump. That's my hell.
Bigly.
When I die, Trump's going to be behind a set of 1200s with a pair of headphones on, not taking any requests. And then just when I think it's over and there's a reprieve and he stops DJing, like, now the Trumps. And his band comes out.
Right.
And he starts playing all of his originals. You know, that's my hell. He says, this next one's from our new album, and there's not even a bathroom to go to.
They're all closed.
Yeah. You turn around to go to the bathroom, and that's where the line starts. Like, it's right behind you. You see it go off into eternity.
And you're lined for a bar that never moves.
Yeah, exactly. It actually just keeps getting longer. All right, well, that's enough for this week.
All right. So, go to the social media and find us at the Weedsman420. Like, share, retweet, favorite, whatever you kids are doing now. By kids, I mean people like, in their 30s. And go to ChristopherMeany.net. Oh, man. Hit my vape a little too hard. Hit the PayPal button if you want to give us some money.
Let's hit me too.
Help us out.
Sorry.
Oh, man.
That's a crazy sticker on you. You got a hot pink vape with some graffiti on it.
Apparently, yeah. The Big Ripper.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
you were just going off of looks. You're like, I don't care what.
Going off that it's a 2-gram disposable vape. That's what I was going off.
Is it?
Yes.
They sell 2-gram disposables now, huh?
Uh-huh.
What did it set you back?
35.
Not bad.
And that's out the door that's rec product.
Yeah.
I'm paying an extra 10%.
Nice.
So
it's a good price.
Yeah. So go to ChristopherMeany.net and help me buy another one of these.
Yeah.
PayPal button. And wherever you listen to us, rate us, review us. If you want to help other people find the show, that's how you do it. Please and thank you. Appreciate you listening and stay high.
Stay high.
The Popeyes Family Feast. Why is everybody suddenly family when Popeyes hits the table? Feed all those cousins with 6 pieces of our boldly seasoned signature chicken, 2 famous chicken sandwiches, 2 large mouth-watering sides, and 4 flaky biscuits. That's enough for cousin co-worker, cousin roommate, cousin neighbor, and all his billion cousin kids. You've got all the cousins covered, even the ones who aren't really your cousins. All for $29.99.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Limited time at participating U.S. restaurants. Prices may vary. Additional terms apply.
A good time starts with a great wardrobe. Next stop, JCPenney. Family get-togethers to fancy occasions, wedding season 2. We do it all in style. Dresses, suiting, and plenty of color to play with. Get fixed up with brands like Liz Claiborne, Worthington, Stafford, and J. Farrar. Oh, and Thereabouts for kids. Super cute and extra affordable. Check out the latest in-store, and we're never short on options at jcp.com. All dressed up, everywhere to go. JCPenney. A good time starts with a great wardrobe. Next stop, JCPenney. Family get-togethers to fancy occasions, wedding season 2. We do it all in style. Dresses, suiting, and plenty of color to play with. Get fixed up with brands like Liz Claiborne, Worthington, Stafford, and J. Farrar. Oh, and Thereabouts for kids. Super cute and extra affordable. Check out the latest in-store, and we're never short on options at jcp.com. All dressed up, everywhere to go. JCPenney.
The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net.